forgot to clap in front of...
You gotta cut with your hand.
Stop! I've been catching up on Survivor.
Oh yeah?
Just because I've been bored. Do you watch Survivor?
Never.
Dude, Survivor's so great.
Is Survivor
so
not
fun.
popular in America?
No, that's where it comes from, isn't it?
Do you know the rules of Survivor?
Don't die.
In Survivor, you do a series of competitions, and then if you lose, your tribe has to vote somebody out. One of the central tools in Survivor, at least in the later eras, is the immunity idol. And basically, it's like this little hidden thing. You got to do a competition, and then usually you get a clue, and then you got to look around the camp and find it. And
It's hidden somewhere on the island.
Yeah,
And it could be like a necklace or a charm.
And so you have to find it, and if you do, during the final vote, before the vote, after everybody's voted, you can play it, and then all the votes toward you don't count. It's a very valuable tool that everybody wants. And then along came this guy called Russell Hans. His name was Russell Hans. And this dude
is insane.
You almost have to respect a guy that's that self-consciously evil. Where he's like, I'm from Tennessee, I'm an oil baron, I'm gonna screw anybody I need to win this thing. So while everybody else is like chilling, he sneaks off whenever he can just to look for it. He's like, I don't need a clue. He's like, let's look at the logic here, alright? They can't just shove it anywhere willy-nilly, it has to be by a landmark. And every clue leads to a landmark, so I'll just go look at the landmark.
Yeah, it's like under trees or in
so
bushes,
yeah,
rocks.
week one, just in the camp, surrounded by everybody, he finds it and just shoves it in his pants, walks off.
Completely right? Dude's a bloodhound.
First immunity totem. Finds it just in a tree in the middle of camp. Second week, he's just walking on a bridge. And he looks under the bridge. Finds the second one. Got it. So, and then he finds another one just walking in the woods. Then the other team was like, hey, we'll work with you. They're going to vote you out. So instead, here's an immunity idol, and then when it comes your turn, you play it, and then vote this other person out. And he's like, fine. During every vote, when he knows he's going to go, he's just like, immunity idol. And they're like, what?
He can't keep doing this.
Yeah. He'll play it. One of his enemies will be voted off, and then the next week, the cast is like, look, he already played it. There's no way he has another one. So let's vote him out again. Just immunity idol. Honestly, that dude was legitimately brilliant.
Yeah, the guy was really good.
Regardless of how good the show itself is, it's the people that carry it.
Yeah. After that big twist, nobody trusts him. They're like, he might have all the immunity idols. We don't know. So whenever he walks off in the woods, this skinny guy like follows him. He's like, where you going? Oh, nothing. I'm just making sure you're all right. And he just starts booking it into the woods, and the skinny guy chases for like 2 seconds, and he runs out of breath, and he's just gone.
I remember there's this one season of Survivor where there was a challenge where they had these 2 pegs in water, and the pegs had little platforms on the top, and there was a person trying to cross them, so people in the water had to like balance the person on top and would have to move a peg forward and move a peg forward. And this was the first time they had done it, and so that team had a buff guy, and the buff guy just got under it with a couple other people, and they just lifted up the peg and walked the person through the challenge, and it was so good that they didn't allow it after that.
Yeah.
It was really funny. I've seen that a lot in Survivor. People kind of breaking the game, and then the next time you're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Or there was the one season where people were like digging in sand to try and find something, and it was super hot out. And it was so hot out, and the people, like all 3 teams couldn't find the things in the sand, that 2 teams got heat stroke, and I think 2 or 3 people had to leave the season because they were so sick. And then like there was a fan favorite character also had to leave, and it was nuts, and they didn't do it after because every single person got heat stroke and got really sick. That was nutty.
Yeah.
That was nutty.
Surprise Survivor's still on the air. It's like one of the longest running reality competition shows of all time.
Yeah.
I think they're on season 50-something now?
I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot. I watch it whenever it's on TV.
You know what the best part is, too? Because you read the contract with it, and I think contestants get paid, like, $10,000 for competing. But only one person gets that $1 million, which means that show, on average, is cheaper to produce than any other TV show in existence, because they really only have to pay one person $1 million once.
I watched more Kitchen Nightmares.
Okay.
And I got Fabio to watch the episode with me where the owners were taking the servers' tips, and the wife and the husband duo, they were insane.
The only episode of Hell's Kitchen I remember was actually really
Kitchen Nightmares.
Kitchen Nightmares was actually really wholesome, where he was in London, and he had to help some Jamaican lady who just had an apartment and the downstairs was a restaurant.
I love that one. That one's
and
really good.
he was Gordon Ramsay was talking mad shit the entire time. And then he sits down, and she brings him the plate, and he's like, Jesus Christ, look at it.
It's just a mush.
It's just a piled together. There's no presentation. And he takes a bite, and he's like, that original's bad, isn't it? Oh, yeah. And it's actually one of the few times where he cleaned every scrap off the plate.
That place ended up closing, sadly. She was a adoptive mother. She had fostered like over 30 kids.
Jeez.
An absolute superwoman.
So I had a discussion with my mom recently. We were just calling for like Christmas,
right?
Whatever. And that was that we were talking about like the vaccine. And I was asking if she was going to get it. She was like, no. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to give you facts about it. And then at least I can say I tried to inform you. So I just listed off things that are true. And she was just like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get it, though. And I was like, all right.
Hey, you know what? That's okay, I guess. I mean, family's going to be family.
Yeah.
So, if you guys don't know, right now there's a thing called DC Future State. And basically it takes place in a dystopian future with the DC superhero. So, The Dark Detective, with art from Dan Mora and written by Mariko Tamaki, is the new Batman series, and it's pretty awesome. Have either of you guys read Murder Falcon?
No, I've had it suggested to me.
I've had it suggested a lot. Like Andy really liked it.
Who wrote it again?
Daniel Warren Johnson. Daniel Warren Johnson is probably one of the most underrated new comic authors and artists right now. Because like when he came out with Extremity, I remember we got those little ash cans, those tiny little magazine things, and I was just flipping through it. And I was like, that looks pretty good, I'll bring in one issue. And a bunch of people loved it. And I was like, wow, that's probably one of the best things I've seen in a long time. And then he churns this out, and now he's writing Wonder Woman, and he's doing the next Beta Ray Bill series.
Oh.
Yeah. Guys, if you haven't checked it out already, please do check out Murder Falcon from Image Comics by Daniel Warren Johnson. I think he's one of the best authors and artists coming up right now. And if you don't like heavy metal kung fu monsters fighting each other, then you can also check out Extremity, which is like Mad Max in the sky, or Wonder Woman Dead Earth, where Wonder Woman rips a dude's spine out and then ties the lasso of truth to it so she can beat other people to death with it.
That was awesome.
That one was really good.
That was awesome.
I just think Daniel Warren Johnson deserves more credit. It's also fun. You guys know Javier Garron, the artist? He does Miles Morales right now.
Yes.
Did you guys know he's an architect?
No.
Yeah, he was in one of the documentary episodes of Marvel 616, and how he had gone to like architecture school, graduated, and then he was like, no, I want to work in comics. I'm going to spend, and up till then he had been like sending his demo stuff out, and everybody in, I think it was Spain, was like, you're not talented, you're not going to make it, nobody likes your style, whatever. So he was like, you know what? I got 5 months of savings to live off of, and then I have to go be an architect. So he just buckled down 5 months, and he churned out all this work. And then I think at some point, at Marvel or DC, basically an artist had crapped out, and they called him. And normally artists, like, you're expected to do I think a page a day, one page of art a day. And the guy called him and asked, I need 9 pages within a week. Can you do it? And he was like, yep. And then he just did it, and they were like, that was really good. You want to draw Spider-Man? Yep.
Wait, are you hiring for the art or for the efficiency? And art's just good enough.
Both. The art's Javier Garron's art is great.
Okay.
It's very good.
I haven't seen
If you're curious, Javier Garron's art can be seen right here, covering Travis's face that I've put it in post editing. It's just funny. He's an architect the whole time because you see other artists and they're doing interviews and you see they have an apartment and they have like their bed and their desk and their computer, and then it cuts to Javier Garron's place. And the one
the shed.
No, that's the thing. It's like a friggin' obsidian penthouse. I was like, there's no way this guy is living here on a comic book artist salary. But then I also remember he lives in Spain, and he's getting paid in American dollars. I'm sure the exchange rate's a little better there.
We got the omnibus for Harrow County in, so they're finally coming out with the omnibus because they stopped printing the single volumes.
Oh, have they finally just straight up finished?
Yeah, they stopped
okay.
printing the single volumes, so I haven't been able to get any number 1s in, so I haven't really been able to sell it, which sucks, because it is my favorite comic. We got the first omnibus in, which is really exciting. I don't know I think they're going to be coming out with either 3 or 4, because the omnibus is like a really good size for the story. I'm really excited to sell it again, because it's my favorite comic.
It's finished, right?
Yeah, there's a next story now.
Oh, okay, so there is a sequel.
There's like a Tales
Because
of.
I remember, like, the Evil Witch.
There's a short story. It's like a Tales of, and I believe that's finished now.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, like, is there, like, a direct sequel to the original Howard County?
Not yet.
Okay.
I know the writers are working on other things now.
Yeah, I don't think I read all of it, but I read most of it. Oh, whoa, those really are big.
I know, it's a really good sized omnibus. So
Yeah.
I think they only come out, they've come like 3 of them.
Okay.
It is so fantastic, and it does a really, really good job to add to the creepy of the story.
Well,
I've never read a comic that actually was unsettling to kind of look at, because this comic is very dirty, lots of maggots, lots of death and decay, and like bodies. And I think it does it really, really well with the monsters and the demons and the ghosts. I just love it. I love the story. I really do. I think it's a really solid story, but the art being as fantastic as it is really adds a lot to it. Yep, Tyler Crook does the art and the lettering, and then Cullen Bunn does the writing.
Nice. I don't mind Cullen Bunn. He's always been like a consistent writer, but really it's the art that pulled me in.
The art is insane. Art is insanely good.
I think I would almost say that the art is, at least for me, slightly more important than the story itself. I
agree, honestly.
I can get by with a mediocre story if the art looks amazing. I've read other comics that just have legitimately, like, unpalatable art, and I just can't get through it.
I don't know. I think I'm probably the opposite.
You're more into, like, the world-building story.
To me, like, Sandman being a fine example, the art, depending on which section it is.
I've always thought the art in Sandman was phenomenal.
I think it's just okay.
Really?
Like, it doesn't blow me away. It's just like, yeah, it's good. It's exactly what it should be.
Well, when it started out, it was much more of a classic 80s, 90s art style.
Specifically what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but
when I show most people Sandman,
right,
that's what they see first.
Yeah.
They see the early issues, and then they're like,
You kind of remind me of like old Neil Adams comics. And the thing is, the art style evolved too, where in the later ones you actually had kind of more modern artists doing interpretations. And I actually felt like the story.
At that point, I would say was good.
Yeah, the story grew along with the art. I actually thought that the art was really good. In nowadays, when there's like so many comic books, there's it's oversaturated, and when it's oversaturated, it's like really hard to it's really hard to stand out as an artist. Like you have to have a really unique style. But people like Tyler Crook, like Daniel Warren Johnson, like Trad Moore, I think those guys are gonna like pioneer the whole new age of comic art.
I've actually been reading like 70s, 80s Moon Knight.
Nice.
Look how beautiful.
Oh my God! Give it to me. Give it to me.
Great.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Oh my God! I can't believe you actually read the adoption.
It
takes place in France, and I actually like that. The European comics, they actually do a really good job of reflecting European society rather than North American society, because almost everything we read is based from, like, colonial or Wild West or modern dystopian cities. Is very different in, And if you guys don't know, we are talking about The Adoption by Magnetic Comics, and it is written by... I don't know how to pronounce that name. It's written by Zidro and illustrated by Arno Monin. And it is fantastic, but it follows kind of the Aquateca earthquake years back in Peru, right? This massive earthquake that kind of destroyed the city. And basically this French family, it's this old man who's retired. He worked his entire life at a butcher shop, but his son didn't want to inherit it, so he sold it to his apprentice. And, he's like this grumpy old man, and he finds out that his son and his daughter-in-law, who are both working in Peru, said they adopted a small Peruvian child back home, and so it's this little girl, what was her name? Kanaya, which means little cloud. It's a very simple journey, there's very low stakes. It's just about a grandpa learning to have a granddaughter that's not his own. I think the best thing about this story is that there's still pain. The ending is still painful, but it's such a realistic and heartfelt ending where he just wanted to see her because they developed a bond. It's really, really good. I love European comics, and if you guys are comic fans, you guys should check out European comics, but I love European comics because it's not about superheroes. They rarely ever do superhero stuff. They tell really human stories that most often you can relate to, I was crying to myself just quietly at my computer while holding my katana. I actually can't believe this came in. I'm actually going to grab this. Dibs.
Been reading Venom. I'm just catching up from Venom because Absolute Carnage happened, so I had to. King of Black.
Did you read Absolute Carnage?
Yes.
Did you read Absolute Carnage?
I thought it was pretty good, but it was also now that King and Black's coming out, and you can tell when you're reading it.
Yeah.
It's a lead-in event.
The first 3 issues were fantastic, but
Yeah.
the last 2 issues seemed like all set up. I was like, so is this not going to end? Is it just gonna like?
Yeah, I was a little confused. I really liked the first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was really solid. 2 and 3 were good. 4 and 5 confused me a little bit because I was like, what's happening? And then I realized, oh, it's a lead-in.
I just want to see what's Eddie's kid's name again. Dylan, right? I think it's
Dylan. It is Dylan. It is Dylan.
I'm curious to see where he goes.
Yeah.
They could easily turn him into a villain.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm interested.
Dylan
to see
villain?
where he goes. Dylan.
Cole and Annie.
I love Cletus Kasdan coming back, and they somehow made Carnage even creepier.
Yeah.
You know, with the hollow rib cage and
That
stuff.
was
I like King in Black, but I swear to God, if King in Black ends in like a lead-in,
Dude,
I'm
it
done.
can't.
A
That's it.
lead-in
I'm
to
done.
a lead-in?
Yeah.
No,
Come
it
on,
can't, because
come
like,
on.
what's after Null, right? Well, okay.
the God of Nulls.
It has been interesting seeing
No,
the parallels, like the Immortal Hulk one shot. I think it was the Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk one shot. It's interesting seeing the parallels of like the one below all and Null, and it's like, I wonder who's the badder baddie, right? I think it's one below all. It has to be, right? If he's supposed to be the antithesis to one above all. So who's the one below all?
DC.
Is it
It's DC Comics.
DC Comics?
We're gonna reboot you in 2 years.
No, it's definitely not that. But like, yeah, no, it has to be more powerful than Null then. And so if King of Black, all that was going to lead into anything, it would have to be the final conclusion of Immortal Hulk and everything.
I do really like Taskmaster though.
Yeah, I do too.
My biggest problem is that he's not done very well in a lot of
Have you
things.
seen the recent series? Have you been reading it?
I have been reading it.
Yeah, I like it.
So like a bunch of schmarmy, slimy CEOs
Yeah.
are in a golf competition. So one of them hired Bullseye and the other hired Taskmaster.
Oh my god.
And the guy's like,
to play golf?
yeah, to play golf
Oh my
against each
God.
other, to represent each other. He's giving Taskmaster crap. Like, why on earth did you wear the costume? He's like, you're looking at the 3-year running winner for Best Skull Mask. That's right, me. I beat Red Skull. It's funny that Bullseye is losing, because while Bullseye is great at throwing weaponry, he's not
It's
particularly...
different.
Well, he's probably really good at golf, but Taskmaster just went and watched, like, Tiger Woods for, like, an hour, and he's like, I got it. Let's do it.
Man, let's go. Yeah.
I got a proposition for you guys. I got a hypothetical. Okay. So let's say you get granted immense power,
Yeah.
right? Immense power.
Yeah.
Basically, you're Superman. You could really do anything. You basically have plot armor. You can fly around and stuff. However, you get those powers, but whoever says your true name 3 times summons you. From whatever you're doing, you disappear and you appear in front of them.
Dude, I'll take that anyway. You
Yeah.
don't even have to give me the powers. I'll take
Yeah,
that.
that is a power. Can I just tell anyone my name, or do they have to know my last name too?
Let's say they have to say your full name
Okay.
3 times.
First
But
and
if
last or first, middle, and last? Come on.
no, first and last.
Okay.
Everybody knows middle names don't count.
True.
I have so I live here. I have friends in a different country.
Yeah, my
I have a
boyfriend is
teleportation
countries
system.
away.
Yeah.
I'll
I
do
can
it.
literally
Oh,
say,
yeah.
"Yo, summon me real quick. You wanna hang out?
Wanna hang out?
You
Yeah,
wanna
yeah.
get some food?"
Yeah,
And
okay.
then Danica will summon me
I'll
me
never be
back.
late
Okay,
for
well,
work
well,
again.
well, here's the
I'll never be
thing.
late for work again. Whoever gets in can just summon me, and I'm
Okay,
ready.
can you summon?
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
I'm in.
Yeah, but what if?
Someone will abuse it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
I'm
Inevitably,
sure.
if somebody
I know.
finds your social media and gets your name,
Yeah.
just imagine you're taking a dump.
Yeah.
You're on the toilet. You're on the newspaper, and
Laser
you
vision.
don't
You know what?
appear dressed. You
I have
appear
laser
as
vision.
is.
That's fine. I'm an
Yeah.
exhibitionist. 2, now my poop's on their floor. That's hilarious. Win-win.
Yeah.
I always win because I never care.
Yeah.
So that's
I
my
got
super.
superpowers.
That's my real
I got
superpower.
superpowers.
Yeah,
I
but
got
here's the
superpowers.
thing. Here's the thing. If you're like,
If I don't like the person, or like the person who summoned me did it for like bad reasons, bro, I'm Superman.
okay, but here's the
That's a
thing.
bad decision on their part. I'm gonna kick their butt to Kingdom
Here's the
Come.
thing. Like
Come
you're
on.
like squatting with a newspaper. Yeah, I don't know how Americans poop, but like you're
completely
squatting.
different from Canadians.
Yeah, completely
obviously.
different. They're technically.
Yeah, one hair over the shoulder. Or 1 foot over the shoulder.
Yeah. They they pee like they sit backwards on a chair, but they just face the stool.
Yeah.
So they have somewhere to like put their arms up to brace. But like, so like, you're going like this. So you're doing a squat. First off, do you think somebody summons you, you appear, you can hold the squat that long?
No,
No, I
No,
fall.
you're gonna fall. So you're gonna fall if you're mid poop. if the poop
I'll
hasn't
take
left
it.
your body and it transports with you, you're gonna fall all
I'm
over your
taking them
food.
down with me. I will
I would
flail in my own
become,
poop for a
I would
second.
become an expert
I'm
at,
taking
at going
that
as fast as possible.
Wait, we have super speed, right?
Oh,
I do it. I take that power hands
That's
down.
easy, dude. That's easy.
Easy yes.
And
Easy yes.
I just feel like that'd be so super inconvenient if you were doing like something.
I'm a people pleaser.
You wouldn't be allowed to be famous then, because too many people will know your name, and they'll just summon you all over the place.
Do you know my real name?
I do.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What is it?
Or like your first name.
Well,
is Blue,
wow, you just butchered it. That would
I
not sound
don't know
that
how
would
to
not
pronounce
sound me,
it.
and now you're
I don't know
racist,
how to
so
pronounce it. I'm
congratulations.
sorry.
Wait, how close does the pronunciation have to be? What is correct pronunciation?
Let's say, like, actually in the native tongue.
Okay.
So, English
Well,
is
then
easy.
we,
Travis.
then we can just legally change our name then. Can we legally
That's not
change
your
our name
true
and then...
name.
That's not your true name.
Yeah.
Like, it was bestowed upon you by your parents.
Okay.
It's your given name.
Okay.
It's not a name you took on, you know?
Okay.
And I mean, let's be honest. If we had that power, we would all change our names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to minimize the amount of people that actually knew our true
Yeah.
name. But inevitably, I feel like some people would find out, and then you'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that.
Although you're right, I asked my other friends, they were all like, then I'll just kill anybody who
I'll
summons
just
me
kill
until
them.
they stop summoning me.
Yeah.
And then I'll have superpowers.
Like, the only people who would ever summon me, like, maliciously, I'll just get rid of them.
If, say, you get summoned the first 2 times by a same organization, and you kill those first 2, they're gonna know to set a trap for you, right?
Yeah, I'll definitely have a contingency, like,
Contingency
press a
plan.
button, like, on my belt or
Yeah.
something that immediately, like,
Self-destruct.
no, that immediately tells someone else to summon me.
Oh, okay.
As a countermeasure.
Okay, fair enough.
That's smart, that's smart.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
But then I'll just be in an endless tug of war. Because if they already
Yeah.
know my name, they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, they're gonna keep trapping you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking say your name.
Okay, wait, no, you're right. Okay, no. Instead, I have a tracker on me. Yeah. So,
Okay.
so if anyone does that, I press the button, tracker starts, whatever, and then the government finds me.
Okay.
It'd be really
Give me
easy
more.
to go visit Fabio.
Give me more hypotheticals.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Your sister and your mom.
Drugs really
Dude, what your mom sees is
I'm
so-
sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry. Gross.
I'm from Georgia. What do you say?
Yeah, what do you expect?
Okay, I got one. So, you can pick one object, and you can basically poop that object out for the rest of your life. What would it be?
man.
What would it be? You can only pick one thing. You can't change your mind.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it matches the exact size. So you say like AR-15
Right.
assault rifle.
Is it going all the way through my digestive system, or is it like magically as soon as it's
At
coming
the
in? 'Cause,
instant.
like,
Oh, only
I-
at the point when you're squeezing. Then you can feel everything.
Am I immune to the damage as part of this power, or no? Yeah,
It's gonna tear you apart.
Yeah.
Gold bars, just like a 5-ounce gold bar.
Just that big gold bar.
Yeah, just this big. See, my only problem is there's a finite amount of gold on Earth, which is where its value comes from. Hi there. If I keep making the gold, then it'll devalue over time.
$100 bills. A very small roll of $100 bills, and I want them to be wrapped up in a little plastic container, and it's just like nice and
No, let's not say like you can have multiple things. So that's a plastic bag and the money separately.
Well,
And you can have one bill. So you can have $100 bill. You can't
Yeah.
have a stack of $100 bills.
Yeah.
You can have one object. That is it.
Wait, but
So
I
for-
can do it every time I poop, right?
Every time. Every time.
$1 million diamond ring.
See, I don't like diamonds though, because diamonds are.
What
What are we talking about?
Something small, really expensive, so I can go to a pawn shop. No.
How specific can I get? I'm going to be an altruist. What is a material that we actually need desperately badly, and it's non-toxic, so it's not going to like kill me on the way?
Thorium.
Thorium?
Yeah.
Is that toxic or not?
No, I think it's an element that's just hyperconductive of electricity.
It's weakly radioactive. I think will I die eventually if I'm doing this? I don't want to die of radiation.
How long will it take to kill you?
I'm taking off Saturday and a Sunday. I normally don't work Thursday, Fridays.
Oh, okay. So you're taking 2 days off.
And she normally doesn't work Saturday, Sunday, so she's taking 2 days.
Ah, okay. What are you guys gonna do?
I don't know yet.
Yeah?
I don't know. We're gonna read the Bible.